everybody. I'm so glad you came back to Mogul Moments. I'm your host, Camille Jamerson, also known as CDJ of CDJ and Associates. We're going to discuss something today that is really can be kind of sticky if you don't navigate it appropriately. We're going to talk about the 3 types of people that you should have in your circle. And I'm also happy to report that this is the last episode for season 1 of Mogul Moments. I really hope that you've enjoyed this entire season. It's been basic and elementary stuff, but I think it's critical things that you need to know so we all have a steady, firm foundation before we try to build upwardly, right? So back to the 3 types of people that I think you need in your circle. First of all, I think you need people in your circle who are a couple of steps behind you and who kind of look up to you for encouragement, example, strength, as kind of a pseudo mentor, right? I think it's important to have those types of people to pour into because you have a lot of expertise, a lot of wisdom, a lot of guidance, and just a word from you or just an encouragement from you could go a long way in the life of somebody else's business or in their career or with what they're trying to do in life, even personally. So I think it's important to have that outlet. Now, in a previous episode, we talked about brain picking. That's not what I mean here. I don't mean someone sitting down and interviewing you and pulling all of your good nuggets from you for the price of a cup of coffee. That's not what I mean. I just mean people that may be a couple of steps behind you who you know are watching you and looking to you, watching what you do and looking to you for encouragement and motivation. So keep those types of people in mind and give that motivation when you can, because I guarantee you that it will come back to you. The second type of person that you need in your circle are your peers. You need people who are right in lockstep with you, who are building their businesses just like you're building yours, who are maybe a half step behind you or a half step in front of you, but all in all, you guys are kind of in lockstep with what you're doing. And the reason that that's important is that you need people around you who are saying what needs to be said, who are saying, who are encouraging you when you need encouragement, who you can encourage in return, who you can learn from. Because if they're a step ahead of you, they might make a mistake or they might do something wonderful that you might want to emulate or duplicate in your business. They might go to conferences or events or know of conferences or events that would be beneficial to you that they could share with you. If you're in that circle, if you're in that network, you can be a part of that. They may know of an amazing web show called Mogul Moments that will help them in their next step with building their business and their dream of being a mogul. And then because you have access to it and they're in your circle, you would share that with them, right? Okay, fine, shameless plug, but whatever. You get my point. So having peers in your circle who are with you, who are in lockstep with you, doing kind of the same thing you're doing in their own little world is important. Last but certainly not least, and I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, is that you need people who are at least 2 to 3 steps ahead of you. You should not always be in situations and circles where you're the smartest person in the room. You should not always even be in groups and organizations where you're always the president, where you're always front and center, where you're always the person that is bringing the agenda to the table. Sometimes you need to be in a circle where you feel stupid. I love talking to people that when I get off the phone, I need to go look up what they said. I need to Google a word or a phrase or an article or a book that they may have mentioned. I don't like always being the smartest person in the room. I like being around people who challenge me, who push me, who mentor me directly or indirectly by what they're doing and what they're reading and what they're thinking, just thought leaders in general. I always recommend that people have a virtual board of directors. I have a actual board of advisors that advises me as far as CDJ and Associates is concerned, as well as the Camille Company. However, I also have a virtual board of advisors. And these are people who have absolutely no idea that they are on my board, but they're on my board nonetheless. Why? Because I follow them. I watch what they do. I watch what they don't do. I watch where they go. I watch what they read. I read their interviews. I look at their video clips. I even watch what they wear. I watch how they present themselves. And all the while they're just living their daily lives, they are mentoring me, right? In the way that I want to go. People like Melody Hobson. If you don't know who she is, look her up. An amazing woman who just happens to be married to George Lucas. But in her own right, she is an amazing financial whiz. And she's someone that I follow and who is on my board. Richard Branson, who is someone who's on my board as far as Virgin. If you know anything about the Virgin brand, he has expanded that brand unlike anything I've ever seen. So he's on my virtual board. People like Ava DuVernay, who is a television director, a movie director even now, who has kind of, she's come late in the game compared to some. So just watching her with this meteoric rise in coming into her own gave her a seat at my virtual board of directors. So you get my point. Pick people who are a step above you, who can mentor you and guide you. Actual people, like I said, I have a board of advisors who do that for me. And it's a diverse board. It's men, it's women, it's black, it's white, and it's intentional that it's that way because I need all of that brilliance at the table. But then think about a virtual board of directors where there may be people that you want to learn from and grow from and emulate that may not be people that you can put your hands on, but you can follow them virtually and they can be a part of your growing up in business as well. So again, this is the last episode for season 1. Man, this season went so quickly, but I really can't wait to get into season 2, guys. We're going to talk about everything from branding to meeting structures to luggage. I know you're like, luggage, Camille? Yes, luggage. We're going to talk about public speaking. We're going to talk about all sorts of things concerning your business and building it the right way. Because if your foundation isn't right, it's not likely that what you build will stand for very long. So I'm so glad you're on this journey with me. Please, 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 please share this link with somebody who you know needs this kind of motivation in building their business. Preferably the people that are 2 rungs under you, remember that we just talked about, and even your peers who are in lockstep with you. Share this information with them so all of you guys can come and talk about all the crazy stuff that Camille is going to be talking about in season 2. I look forward to talking to you next season. Be sure that you're following me on my social media stuff. If it's up there or down there, wherever I put it, make sure you're following me there because, as I always say, I share stuff on Twitter, sometimes on Facebook, definitely on Instagram that I don't always have the opportunity to share here on Camille TV. It's been my pleasure to be with you this season. I look forward to talking to you next season. Happy spring, everybody!